Welcome back. Today we're going to be speaking with Sonora Gold. We're talking with the President, CEO, and Director, Kenneth MacLeod. Great project here. This is near term. Tell us about, obviously you're in Sonora, Mexico.
Yes.
There's lots of positives in Mexico. Tell us about your project. What stands out? What are the key things that people need to know?
I think the most important element is we have a project that is now at the point where it's ready for production. We've spent the past 6 years drilling. We have a resource approaching 500,000 ounces currently within the pit shells. And now we're ready to develop that into an open pit mine on the basis of delivering 33,000 ounces a year on average over the next 9 years from the date of production. And we have gone through about 55,000 meters of drilling to bring us to this point here. And we've only drilled 30% of the known mineralized zones in the property. So it remains to be seen that there's another 70% of the property that has to be drilled and will be drilled in the future. And the goal for us is to get into early production, start generating revenues so that we can use some of those revenues to continue with the drilling program, thereby negating the need for additional or unnecessary dilution to the shareholders. So that's a focus for the company. And we believe that we have one of the most unique projects in Mexico because the capital cost is low. $15.5 million US is a capital cost. And return on the investment is just over a year and a half.
I mean, that's incredible. I mean, I think we're going to get into a little bit more detail about that with your chairman. But I mean, your all-in sustaining cost per ounce is very low. It's not a lot of upfront costs. And also, people kind of back away and they say, oh, well, there's some mining laws up for discussion in Mexico. You already have permits. You already got the open pit permits. And also, I think some of it may be a little bit blown out of proportion. She's much more pragmatic than people think. What I know I've just thrown in a bunch of different things, but maybe you can comment on all of that together.
Well, I'll give it a shot. The best solution the best statement I can provide right now is Mexico is undergoing a transformation. We've gone from 6 years of anti-mining propositions by the previous administration under López Obrador. Now President Sheinbaum is looking at a much more pragmatic approach, putting in pragmatic people that are working on the jurisdictions that are affecting us, and such as the Secretary of the Economy, Eberhard. He's very pro-mining and very knowledgeable of international affairs. And we also have the Secretary of the Environment, who's also, we believe, quite a pragmatic person as well. And so we can work with these people. And President Sheinbaum has indicated in her inauguration speech that foreign companies and, of course, domestic mining companies have nothing to fear about our investments in Mexico. And that's the bottom line, nothing to fear. And we will hold her to that because we believe that she's sincere in that regard. We have every reason to believe she's sincere, and mining companies such as Sonoro are welcome and will continue to be welcome in Mexico. And as far as the proposed ban on open pit mining, that was the feature of the earlier administration, that has not been now followed through with the Sheinbaum administration. So we believe that over the few months, we will work towards achieving our environmental permit approval, which will then lead us to construction and eventual production.
Excellent. And this gives us a chance to move on to speak with your chairman as well about some of the details in regards to this. But we thank you so much for filling us in on this. It's a near-term project, which I think people are very interested in to see. One part of this discussion is always the big discovery with, early. We're talking near-term production, and that's exciting to get this right to the market. Thanks so much. It was a pleasure speaking with you.
Thank you very much. Pleasure speaking with you as well.
So it's a real pleasure. We get to speak with the chairman of Sonora Gold Company as well. Two people, one company, but we get to see a bigger overview and macro outlook as to Mexico Gold, this near-term project, which is exciting to have something this near-term. John, great to meet you.
Pleasure to meet you, sir.
So tell me, you've got some great metrics here for a very near-term project. I'll let you kind of tell us the highlights of it.
Okay. Really for us, what we say is that we're really quite unique in the junior mining sector. And unique is thrown around very easily insofar as look at the fact that we have the 5 essential components to be successful. We have the people, the team, we have the project, which Ken would have spoken about, we have the structure, we have a business plan, and we have access to cash. All those 5 essential components we boast of. And it's not just for a mining company to have this, all companies should have that. As to the team itself, we have Mel Herdrick, a geologist with 40, 50 years experience, a lot of gold mines to his credit. Jorge Diaz, a mining engineer who's put projects into operation. And then there's Ken and myself, both really in financing and organization and budgets, with a good history of identifying projects. So we as a team have got together, commercially driven. We've shown our commitment to the company by the amount we've invested in the company. The company itself, the project, Ken will have spoken about that, so I'll go into the structure of it. The share structure is very interesting insofar as the insiders, we hold some 24% of the issued shares, but beyond us, we have about 40% of the shares held over in Europe. Now, Europeans are noted for being long-term investors, and they follow us from project to project, so we're very happy with that. And as to the float we have out there, we're now finding ourselves having an increased interest, not just from Germany and in Canada, but also the US, and most recently from Scandinavia. The other part I think is very important is we have a business plan. And the business plan was very clear from the outset that we would develop the near-surface open pit operation. And from that operation, we would be able to generate revenue to expand the operation, bearing in mind that 70% of the known mineralized area still has not been explored. So the numbers we have are all based on just 30% of the property. So take that into consideration, the share structure and the business plan. And the last part, of course, is the access to capital. Access to capital is very important, and we can show in our careers that we have raised $300 to $400 million. So we put all that together, and we can say there's a technical team, a competent team, taking projects from discovery, development, production, and or sale, and we've come together for this one project. And it's important to remember, this is just one project that all these senior people have come together, and the fact that they've shown not just only the fact of supporting the company by only 24% of the company, but also they've proceeded and loaned companies money as and when it's necessary to make property payments.
Excellent. Well, I mean, this is an excellent opportunity for a near-term, fast payback, low all-in sustaining cost project that has a huge upside. People always want to know, can this be expanded? Yes, it can. You've got lots to keep on drilling, but also you can do that from cash flow. And that's a very interesting model from a junior perspective, rather than we're just going to build out, we'll expand it, and we'll sell it off. This gives people the opportunity of this could be built, revenue generating, and using that revenue to keep on exploring. And that's an interesting proposition.
Well, thank you very much. And the good thing is we can do it ourselves. We have a team who's proven to do it. We do not exist hoping to be acquired. If we're acquired, that's fine, but we do have the capacity to take it forward. We have the commitment and the dedication.
Excellent. Well, thanks so much, John. It was a real pleasure.
A pleasure. Thank you so much.